The Red Eye Draculall. In the small village of Bleakwood, whispers of a dark legend circulated among the townsfolk, tales of a creature that only appeared when the moon was full and the night was at its darkest. They called it the Red Eye Draculall, a name that sent shivers down the spine of even the bravest hunters. The creature's eyes were said to glow with an unnatural crimson light, a piercing gaze that could paralyze a man with fear. Many believed that those who locked eyes with it would be cursed, doomed to wander the earth as a mindless servant of the night. It was late autumn when the rumors began to stir again. A string of disappearances had left the village in a state of panic. Livestock were found drained of blood, their bodies cold and lifeless. Then, one by one, villagers began to vanish without a trace. The elders spoke in hushed tones about the Red Eye Draculall, and how it must have awoken from its centuries-long slumber. Among the villagers was a young man named Eric, a hunter by trade. He was determined to find the creature that had been terrorizing his home. Armed with a silver-tipped stake and a crossbow loaded with wooden bolts, he ventured into the forest one night, driven by a mixture of fear and courage. The forest was eerily silent, the only sound being the rustling of leaves under Eric's boots. The trees, twisted and gnarled, seemed to close in around him as he made his way deeper into the darkness. The air grew colder, and the full moon cast long, ghostly shadows on the ground. Suddenly, Eric felt a presence, a chill ran down his spine as he turned around. There, standing at the edge of the clearing, was the Red Eye Draculall. It was taller than any man, with pale, almost translucent skin that seemed to glow under the moonlight. Its eyes were a vivid red, burning with an intense, malevolent light. For a moment, Eric was frozen in place, his heart pounding in his chest. The creature's gaze bore into him, filling him with a sense of dread so deep that it threatened to consume him. But he forced himself to move, raising his crossbow and firing a bolt straight at the creature's heart. The bolt flew true, but the Red Eye Draculall moved with inhuman speed, dodging the attack effortlessly. With a snarl, it lunged at Eric, its fangs bared and claws extended. Eric barely had time to react as he drew his silver stake, thrusting it upward just as the creature descended upon him. The stake found its mark, piercing the creature's chest. The Red Eye Draculall let out a blood-curdling scream, its eyes flaring even brighter, before dimming to a dull crimson. It stumbled back, clutching the stake, its body convulsing as it began to disintegrate into a cloud of ash. Eric watched in awe and horror as the creature dissolved into nothingness, the wind carrying away the last remnants of its existence. The forest was still once more, the oppressive atmosphere lifting as if a great weight had been removed. Exhausted and shaken, Eric made his way back to the village, where he was hailed as a hero. The disappearances stopped, and life in Bleakwood slowly returned to normal. But Eric knew that the Red Eye Draculall was not truly gone, it was merely banished, waiting for the next time the moon was full and the night was at its darkest. For in the shadows, in the depths of the forest where sunlight never reached, a pair of crimson eyes still glowed faintly, biding their time until they could rise again.